Hello everyone and welcome to our educational presentation. My name is Paul Arsov and I'm the founder of the Decentralized Web project. I'm going to talk about our project or multiple projects that we're working on in the end of this presentation. But the topic of this educational presentation today is counterproductive, anxiety-producing self-improvement. The topic touches on psychology, it touches on self-improvement and day-to-day living. And let's start right away with the topic of today. The modern world has perfected the art of making us feel like we're never enough. Every waking moment is staged in a vague, simmering anxiety, a sense that we could be doing more, achieving more, optimizing more. Productivity apps and fitness trackers, morning routines gurus, and dopamine detox evangelists all converge in an exhausting chorus and dopamine and demand to level up in every conceivable way. But what happens when the endless pursuit of self-improvement becomes indistinguishable from self-destruction? When betterment is no longer a goal but punishment, manufactured anxiety cloaked in the soft pastel sideline synthetic of wellness culture has crept into every corner of our lives, warping what it means to care for ourselves until the concept of care becomes almost unrecognizable. We have been sold the idea that the path to happiness is paved with relentless self-discipline, neatly color-coded schedules, and 5 a.m. wake-up calls. Capitalism, of course, has found a way to monetize even our deepest insecurities, turning them into growth opportunities. Have you noticed how every single little hack somehow requires a subscription fee? A sleek, overpriced app promising to rewire your brain with mindfulness, or a $300 journal that apparently holds the secret to unlocking your true potential. The self-improvement industry, now worth billions, thrives on the promise that you can be perfect if you just try hard enough. If you fail, well, that's on you, isn't it? You being labeled as a loser. You clearly didn't grind hard enough, didn't affirm yourself in the mirror with enough enthusiasm, didn't visualize your success with sufficient clarity. The failure isn't systemic, it is personal. Somehow this ceaseless striving has become synonymous with virtue. Hustle culture has rewired our brains to see rest as a moral failing. Doing nothing, simply existing, feels like a transgression against some unspoken code of productivity. Every leisure is no longer allowed to be leisurely. We must curate our downtime into activities that align with our personal brand, or worse, convert it into yet another hustle. Reading a book becomes a way to demonstrate intellectual clout on Instagram. Taking a walk is only justified if it's tracked and logged for caloric efficiency. Every activity must have a measurable return on investment, or else it is deemed a waste of time. This twisted calculus has stripped us of the ability to enjoy everything on its own sake. Our lives are now spreadsheets. We're always in the red. The irony is that all of that self-improvement was supposed to help us. The idea, at least in theory, was to create a life that felt more manageable, more joyful. But somewhere along the way, the concept was hijacked. Instead of a tool for liberation, it has become a weapon wielded against ourselves. Consider how the language of self-help mimics the language of warfare. You crush your goals, you conquer your fears, you destroy bad habits. The implication is clear. You're your own enemy. This is the cruelest trick of all. Self-improvement convinces us that the problem lies within us, that our unhappiness, our exhaustion, our constant sense of inadequacy can be solved by simply trying harder. It keeps us so busy fighting ourselves that we fail to see the larger structures at play. The world is not designed for you to feel good. It is not designed for you to thrive or to achieve a sense of peace. If anything, the opposite is true. Anxiety is the fuel that keeps this whole system running. The more insecure you feel, the more you consume, the more you doubt yourself, the more you cling to the idea that buying this one product or adopting this one mindset may finally fix you. Self-improvement culture feeds off your dissatisfaction, amplifies it, and then sells it back to you as salvation. It is a grift, but it is such a seductive one that most of us don't even notice that we have been scammed. Platforms like Instagram and TikTok are breeding grounds for performative self-improvement. Every influencer with perfect skin and meticulously organized fridge becomes another reminder of how much you're failing short. Their lives are edited to within an inch of reality, but that doesn't stop us from comparing ourselves to them, measuring our messy, unfiltered existence against their carefully curated highlight reels. Comparison, of course, is the death of joy, but it is also the lifeblood of this whole enterprise. The more we compare, the more we buy, the more we strive, the more we burn out. Burnout is the inevitable endpoint of this vicious cycle. though we rarely recognize for what it is. Instead, we call it laziness or weakness. We berate ourselves for not being able to keep up, not having the energy to crush it every single day. But burnout isn't a personal failing. It is a predictable response to an untenable way of living. Even when every moment of your life is spent chasing some unattainable ideal, it is only a matter of time before you collapse under the weight of it all. And yet, even in burnout, we are not allowed to rest. The moment we stop striving, guilt takes over. Rest becomes another task to optimize. We start reading articles about the right way to relax, as if relaxation itself is something we can fail at. It is worth asking who benefits from this all, who profits from our constant state of dissatisfaction. The answer, of course, is painfully obvious. Every industry that sells a solution to a problem you didn't even know you had. Every influencer who monetizes your insecurities. Every corporation that convinces you your worth is tied to your productivity. They thrive while we spiral. And the worst part is they're convinced us it is our fault, that we're the ones who need fixing, that our unhappiness is a personal defect rather than a symptom of a society that demands too much and gives too little in return. But what if we say no? What if we refuse to play this game? It is a radical thought, to be sure, but maybe that's exactly what we need, to reject the idea that our worth is tied to our achievements, to push back against the narrative that says we must always be striving, always be improving. Maybe the real act of self-care is not a meticulously planned morning routine or a $12 green juice, but the simpler decision to stop, to rest, to exist unapologetically without trying to justify our existence with a list of achievements. The machinery of self-improvement culture is powerful, and it doesn't take kindly to rebellion. There's a reason why rest feels so radical. It is because the world doesn't want you to rest. It wants you to keep moving, to keep striving, to keep consuming. And maybe that's all the more reason to do it, to resist the pressure to always be better, to accept in your head the one that has been trained to tell you you're not enough, will fight you in every way, in every step on the way. But maybe, just maybe, you can silence it, or at least to ignore it. You were never the problem. The system was, the world was, and no amount of self-improvement will ever change that. Maybe it is time to stop trying to fix yourself and start trying to forgive yourself instead, to let go of the manufactured anxiety that keeps you trapped in an endless cycle of striving and failing and striving again, to recognize that you are enough, just as you are, in all your messy, imperfect glory. Because if self-improvement has become self-harm, then the most dangerous and unreasonable thing you can do is to um, stop improving, to simply be, and find out that it is enough, just be. And with this said, I'm ending this educational presentation, and I'm coming back to the beginning of this presentation when I told you that my name is Paul Arsov and I'm the founder of the Decentralized Web project. Currently, we are working on several projects that I want to tell you about. The first project, of course, is the Decentralized Web project, and we're building decentralized communication advertising platform, and it is monetized through advertising. The platform has its own blockchain instance, and it gives tokens to users who join the network, who are viewing advertising, and who are inviting other users to our platform. The website and the URL of this project that we're working on is decentralizedweb.org. Decentralized and web, these are two words, and they're typed all together. Decentralizedweb.org. The second project that I want to tell you about is our 3D NFT collection and marketplace. What is interesting, unique, and special about this project is that we have built our own 3D software engine, and this 3D software engine, what it does is it reads the file of the 3D object, it opens a window on a computer screen, it displays the 3D object in this window, and then it starts animating this 3D object in a way of moving it in a random fashion around the window. But in addition to these initial and basic capabilities of reading 3D object file, opening a window, displaying and animating of 3D object, our 3D software engine has multiple additional capabilities. The first additional capability of our 3D NFTs is the capability of speaking. Our 3D software engine can speak in one of three different voices. It can speak either in a male voice or in a female voice or in a whisper kind of a voice. In addition to the three basic voices, there are three different flavors of voices. A voice can be spoken in a normal speed or in a fast speed or in a slow speed manner. If we take a male voice and it is spoken in a slow speed manner, then this voice can come as the voice of a very masculine person or the voice of an old person. If on the other hand we take a female voice and it is spoken in a fast speed manner, then this voice can come as the voice of a little girl or the voice of a funny person. The next additional capability of our 3D NFTs is the capability of voice recognition. For example, if you have 3D NFT which is moving in a random fashion around the window, then you can issue your very first voice command to this 3D NFT to stop moving. And then the 3D NFT is going to stand still and stop moving. Then you can issue following voice commands to the 3D NFT to move left, move right, move up, move down, zoom in, zoom out, rotate. And then the 3D NFT is going to fulfill each one of these separate voice commands and move left, then move right, move up, then move down, come closer, zoom in, go further away, zoom out, and start rotating. The next additional important capability for our 3D NFTs is the capability of them having a basic artificial intelligence. Wow, really wow. The 3D NFTs, you can ask them what is your name, and then the 3D NFT is going to reply with their name. You can ask the 3D NFT, who are you? And then the 3D NFT is going to reply in few sentences of who they are. You can ask the 3D NFT to describe something. For example, describe Web3, or describe decentralization, or describe Russia. And then the 3D NFT is going to describe in few sentences about Web3 or decentralization or the country called Russia. The last additional but not least important capability is the capability of the 3D NFTs being displayed in a way of stereoscopics. Stereoscopics means is that part of the 3D NFT is going to be displayed in red or reddish colors, and another part of the 3D NFT is going to be displayed in blue or bluish colors. Then you can come to our 3D NFT website and marketplace, and now probably is the time to tell you the URL and the name of the website for the 3D NFT marketplace. It is 3dnft.decentralizedweb.org. 3D NFT is typed in a way of the number 3 followed by the letter D followed by 3 other letters NFT, and it is altogether 3D NFT. And then there is dot, then there are two words, decentralized and web, and they are typed all together, decentralized web. Then there is dot and it ends with org. Once again, 3dnft.decentralizedweb.org. On the top of our 3D NFT marketplace, you're going to see a number of links. One of these links points to accessories, and when you click on this link, you're going to see that we are offering special glasses. You can order one pair of these glasses, and when you receive these glasses, you're going to see that one lens of these glasses is red and the other lens of these glasses is blue or cyan. When you put these glasses on and when you request displaying of the 3D NFT in a way of stereoscopics, you're going to see the 3D NFT coming out of the flat two-dimensional computer screen, and you're going to see it in real 3 dimensions. With this said, I am ending talking about our 3D NFTs and 3D NFT software engine. I like to tell you a little bit about our 3D NFT marketplace. In our 3D NFT marketplace, we have our own blockchain instance. It runs Ethereum software, and it is the same software which runs on Ethereum mainnet, on Binance Smart Chain, on Polygon Matic Chain, and on KuCoin, which is a big centralized crypto exchange. They have a coin called KCS. In this way, we are offering paying for purchase and receiving proceedings from sale in for different crypto coins, and we also have a fifth way, which is done entirely the purchase and receiving proceedings from sale. It is done entirely in fiat currency. An user who comes to our 3D NFT marketplace, they can click and browse through the collection of our 3D NFTs. Then they can click on one 3D NFT that they like. They can see a short video of the 3D NFT, and then there's a drop-down menu which points to 4 different choices of paying with crypto and a 5th choice of paying with fiat currency. Then this user can click on the button. They can select paying with fiat. They can push the button to advance next, and they're going to present it with a screen where they can put the number of their debit or credit card, the expiration date, and the CVC. And when they push the button to complete the transaction, what is going to happen is there's going to be a transaction and conversion of the payment from the national fiat currency of this user, and it is going to be converted to US dollars and deposited in our bank account. Then this user can play with this 3D NFT for a while, and then they can put this 3D NFT for sale. Let's say there's a second user who comes to our 3D NFT marketplace. Then they are going to go through the same motions of browsing through the 3D NFTs collection, clicking on one 3D NFT they like. Then they go through this drop-down menu of selecting with crypto or fiat currency, and let's say they select paying with fiat currency as well. So what is going to happen is they're going to put their number of debit or credit card. They can put click the button to complete the transaction, and then there's going to be a transaction and conversion from the national fiat currency of the second user to US dollars, and it is going to be deposited in our bank account. Then the ownership of the first user is going to be transferred to the second user, and the payment is going to be the payment for the sale is going to be converted from US dollars to the national fiat currency of the first user, and it is going to be deposited in the bank account of this user. With this said, I'm ending talking about our 3D NFT marketplace. I like to mention another project that we are working on, and this project is about charging of electric vehicles. We anticipate that the number of electric vehicles is going to rise exponentially, and it is going to present a problem with charging of these electric vehicles. Currently, the model of charging electric vehicles, besides some users, they live in houses, and they are able to put a charger, convert the charger to their outdoor parking lot or indoor garage, and they can charge their vehicle at the time during the evening, night, and early morning. But the rest of the electric vehicle owners, they have to go to stations which resemble the gas stations for internal combustion engines, and they have to connect electric cable to their electric vehicle. They have to wait for a period of time till the electric vehicle charges at a certain amount, and they can pay, and then they leave this electric vehicle charging station. But we estimate that the number of these charging stations is going to become ultimately insufficient to handle the exponential growing number of electric vehicles. So what we are proposing is the parking lot model, where the users who are living in high-rise buildings, these high-rise buildings have ground floor parking lot or multiple underground floors of parking lots. The owner of the electric vehicle who come to their residential building in the evening, they can connect the electric cable to the electric vehicle. Then they can identify themselves to the charger station. The charger could start loading energy into their electric vehicle, and the owner of this electric vehicle can leave their electric vehicle to charge during the evening, during the night, and early morning. But multiple of these, many of the owners of electric vehicles, like they may live in a residential building, or they may live in houses which do not have direct access to, they do not allow easy charging for electric vehicles. In houses like this, the owners of electric vehicles have to park on the street, and there's probably a big distance between the house and the electric vehicle. But the number of these owners of electric vehicle may work in high-rise office buildings, and these high-rise office buildings could be outfitted with products like the ones that we're building, and the owner of this electric vehicle can, when they come in the morning, they can connect cable to their electric vehicle, and they could identify themselves to the charging station, and they can leave their vehicle to charge during the morning, during the afternoon, and early evening. With this said, I like to describe a little bit about the products that we're building. The products consist of high voltage and high current electric switch. They contain also a near-field communication reader, where the user can identify themselves by their debit or credit card, or their near-field communication card, or near-field communication keychain token, or near-field communication ring which they can be wearing. Then the electric vehicle owner could they could register themselves on the website of either this residential building or our website, residential building or office building, or our website, and then they could charge their vehicle either at the office building or the residential building with our products. With this said, I like to tell you the name and the URL of the website. It is power.arstec.com. Power is the ordinary word for power, then there is dot, then there is a word R-stack, which I can spell it letter by letter. It is Alpha Romeo Sierra Tom Echo Charlie Hotel. Altogether R-stack, and it ends with com. Once again, power.rstack.com. With this set, I'm ending talking about this project, and I like to mention the last project that we're working on. The project is about artificial intelligence agent, and our artificial intelligence agent is based on one artificial intelligence based on one large language model talking to another artificial intelligence based on another artificial intelligence model. The user is in this case an observer between the interaction between the first artificial intelligence to the second artificial intelligence large language models. With this, this interaction is actually verbalized, and like the first artificial intelligence, there's an avatar image created for this first artificial intelligence, and it speaks with certain gender of a voice, be it male or female, and certain pitch of this voice, being normal speed or slow speed or fast speed. And this interaction is verbalized between both artificial intelligences, and in addition to this, the user being entertained by this interaction, in the end there's a possibility the user could save this interaction in a file, and they could view this image file with video editor, or directly put it to social networks like YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram. And with this set, I'm ending talking about this project. We do not have a website yet, but we're going to build this website shortly. And with this said, thank you for viewing, thank you for listening, have a nice day, have a nice evening, and goodbye.